Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles, coming at you with another toy review. This time we have the Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Snarl. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the packaging. So first impressions of the packaging, just like I said before with all the Transformers Age of Extinction toys, I really like how they did the packaging. It looks good, it looks great on the shelf when there's lots of the figures. It's got a good picture of Snarl in the upper left hand corner. It's got the Transformers strip on the right side, and it's got a picture of him in his robot mode in the left corner. And I mean, the figure just looks awesome. I mean, he's a Stegosaurus. I mean, he looks fantastic. I didn't think I was going to like the translucent color of his spines and his weapons, but now that I see it in person, it looks a lot better. So, and then we take a look at the back. And in the upper right hand corner, it just shows you a good picture of him in robot mode as well as his Dinobot mode. And it also shows the two other figures in the series, Wave 3, Bumblebee and Hotshot. But I mean, overall, like I said, they did a great job with this packaging. It looks fantastic. So let's get him open and see how really cool he is. So, first impressions of this figure, he's probably one of the nicest looking Dinobots, without a doubt. I mean, his Stegosaurus mode, he looks like a Stegosaurus. They definitely didn't skimp in anything. I mean, I guess it's probably easier for this figure because he wasn't in the movie, that they didn't have to, try and take the robot mode and make a toy. They kind of made him from scratch. I mean, unless they had concept art and stuff. But I mean, this guy, he looks like a Stegosaurus. I mean, you could give this to a kid, they wouldn't even know it's a Transformer. I mean, it just essentially looks like a robotic Stegosaurus. I mean, other than the little Transformer logo on his side. I mean, he's great. The only thing with him is in this mode, in his Dinobot mode, he has very little mobility in his back legs. I mean, from right here, basically you cannot bend this hip. This is locked in place, so you only have mobility, swinging from his knee out, and then from here, from his his knee. So I mean, he doesn't have a lot of mobility. As well as with this guy, also messing with him, his tail splits down the center, and that's how you actually hook in his weapon to make his tail, and that seems to pop out quite a bit, at least on my figure. But as far as the Dinobot mode, probably one of the most solid Dinobots, that I've seen. And I mean, just like you take this guy and then you take Slash, I mean, this guy just looks so much nicer, and the spines look fantastic. I mean, I know the lighting kind of lights it up more than it probably should, but he definitely is one of the top Dinobots toys of this toy line, easy. And he also came with this, and there was no way to put this in. This just kind of makes his axe. I didn't see any way in the directions or anywhere to hide this in him. A lot of the other Dinobots had that with I can't think of the Spinosaurus's name. He had it where he had the sword in his tail that you could actually hide that. And all the other Dinobots kind of had that. Even the Triceratops, he had that where you could put those blades in his sides. But so he came with that, but I didn't see any. Like I said, the directions didn't have anything, and I haven't seen anything on the internet that says where you can and can't put that. So, but next thing we're gonna do is let's get him transformed. So as far as the first few steps of this transformation is what you want to do is we're actually going to split his tail so it separates, and the weapon will stay on one of the sides So it looks like that. And then the next part of the directions tells you to pull this off. So you just pop this off. So you leave these spread out. And then this next piece right here, they want you to pull this down, fold this out. So this is down. And then right here, he's got a couple little pins that actually help him lock together when you compress him. And you're actually going to pull him apart and stretch him out. So now that we have him stretched out. Now that his body's stretched out, we're going to rotate him just like this, and his shoulders right here, you're going to pull so they kind of pop out, and then you're going to take his legs right here, and you're going to separate them. So he's all separated. You're going to take his head. It's kind of hard to grab onto. We're going to pop his head up, so now we can see his head. And then this piece right here, you're actually going to fold this in. So this actually just folds. I popped his head down. This folds in, his head folds in. You can actually see they have another one here. It's kind of weird. I'm assuming that's for the transformation, so it looks like it's split. But you're just going to fold that guy in there, so now his legs look like this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to rotate his arms. You can kind of see now he's got his arms, got these gorilla arms. And then also here, there's a tab right here that pops into right here that you're going to fold in. And you're going to make sure the arm is bent exactly the right angle. So that locks this in, so this piece looks like this now. So we're going to do that for the same side. So we're going to rotate the arm, and then same thing, we're going to pop this guy into there. Now onto his legs. So with this, they just basically show that you kind of just fold these up like that. Just kind of looks silly, and then you're going to take his foot and rotate his foot down. He's kind of got the elf shoes. And the same thing, they want you to kind of push this up like this. There's no way for it to lock in. And then same thing, you just put his foot down. So now he got his feet. And there's also a section in his midsection. You want to make sure that you actually push this in so it pops in really tight. So right now he looks like that. And then with the back, you basically just spread these out. And there's the transformation. Alright, so overall impressions of the robot mode, it's good, it's just not as good as his Dinobot mode. I mean, it's definitely one of the stronger ones, but I mean, it does have its flaws. One of the main things, these little, I mean, almost like bat wing things that flip out, these cause some serious restrictions. I'm trying to not, when you move his arm, you're going to get a lot of issues with this running in the way. So I mean, some people might actually not want to fold these out and leave them folded in. Like the one step I showed you, because it just seems to be in the way. Also, his legs are pretty sloppy in the back. I mean, it's definitely just open. There's a lot of gap. I mean, it just looks like they could have done a lot more with his legs. I'm kind of sad about that. And these are just hang out, kind of like how Slash has a couple parts that hang out. He's definitely got stuff that hangs out. And then probably the last criticism with this figure is probably going to be his weapon. On the back packaging, if you'll notice, if you go back, it actually shows that the staff of the weapon, the tail part, is actually like a darker color, and I think that would have looked better as far as color. I mean, you really can't tell he's got a weapon when you look at him. It kind of just, it blurs into that, and it's just some kind of like battle axe. I mean, this is what we have. It's a battle axe. I mean, I've seen some people do this. They like this. It looks more like an axe. But I mean, what the back of the packaging shows is to do this. That's what they want you to do. And he actually grabs onto this part right here. That's the only part he can hold on to, because this part is actually, you can see how it's a little fatter right where my finger's touching. You can also put this in his hand, and he can have just this as a weapon, as well as this. They do show that in the directions, so he can use this as like a staff to whack with his tail. But I mean, so he's definitely got some versatility. But I mean, it's just because of these things in the back, there's no real easy way to put it in his hand where it doesn't interfere with him. But definitely a good Dinobot mode. I mean, I would have liked to have seen this guy in the movie, but like I said, I really think that a lot of people are going to leave him like this, and it doesn't give as good as effect because it looks really cool when he's got the shoulders spanned out. But this definitely, you know, opens up mobility as far if you're going to play with him. If you're going to display him, then, you know, feel free to leave that. And just for size comparison, we got Evasion Mode Optimus, the Voyager, and then we got Snarl and Strafe. You can kind of see he's, you know, those shoulders definitely give him a hulking look to him. If you really look at the figures, Strafe and Snarl's head are about the same height. It just doesn't look that way because of how much stuff he's got in his back shoulders. And like I said, when his back spikes are fanned out, he looks fantastic. It catches the light and it just looks really cool. And they have really good molded detail in there. But just gives you, you know, an idea as far as the sizing of the figures. This is the last Dinobot in the series, and you know, completes my collection. He's definitely one of the strongest figures. He's got an amazing Dinobot mode. His robot mode isn't as good as the Dinobot mode, but it's still one of the best. I mean, you know, he's top two at least, and he's definitely one of the top figures in the line. I definitely enjoy this one quite a bit. I didn't think I'd like his color scheme, but once I saw it and I saw the translucent colors, it does look fantastic. It's just, with a lot of these Dinobots, I really wish they would have given us a little bit of a bigger figure. But, you know, they obviously couldn't do that for, I'm sure, for financial reasons. You know, they can't do an incredible amount of Voyagers. I would have definitely rather had him than Slog, or Sludge, I think is what they call him. I'm not sure what they even called him, the Brontosaurus. He was definitely an Ultrasaurus, whatever he is. That one was definitely a letdown, and they should have, if they were going to pick a figure to make bigger Dinobots, they should have chose him, without a doubt. But you know, like I said, definitely a good figure. I definitely recommend getting this guy. I mean, he's fantastic. But once again, this has been Jason with Fire Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and we'll see you guys next time.